I'll tell you something else I heard. Now think about this, because at one time science said man came from apes. Did it not? That's when you go to the science.
Every time I read or hear that, I think to myself, you just didn't read the same Bible I did.
Well, this was interesting though. If that is true, why are there still apes? Think about it.
You know, now you're getting too smart for it.
No. Think about this. We have an evolution that is, we've gotten so intelligent that if that is true, why are there still apes? And then the conception of a baby. Let me tell you, science can't do that. They still trying to do it, but it can't because there had to be a God.
What are the chances that you would be the person who cracked this whole thing wide open? Of all of the people in the, there's no offense intended to Herschel Walker. What are the chances I'm the one who asks the question that totally changes the landscape of religion and science? The battle, finally, it's been in a stalemate for thousands of years. Finally, it's broken. What are the chances of that? Here's a tip. As a general rule in life, although rhetorical questions can be fun, stop asking them. Consider trying to answer the rhetorical questions that you ask. If you're Herschel Walker, Google if evolution exists, why are there still apes? Like, because you'll find stuff immediately. It's relatively easy. There's probably TikToks that explain it as we speak. Stop asking rhetorical questions. Stop pretending to be curious. Actually be curious and act on that curiosity.
I've never pretended to be a police officer, and I've never threatened a shootout with the police.
Well, and now I have to respond to that.
We are moving on, gentlemen.
I have to respond to that. And you know what's so funny? I am with many police officers, and at the same time,
Mr. Walker, Mr. Walker, excuse me, Mr. Walker. Please, out of respect, I need to let you know, Mr. Walker, you are very well aware of the rules tonight.
Yes.
And you have a prop.
Yes.
That is not allowed, sir. I ask you to put that prop away.
Well, it's not a prop. This is real. And he said I have a problem. I never worked with law enforcement.
It is considered a prop, Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
You're very well aware of the rules, aren't you?
Well,
aren't you aware of the rules?
He brought up the truth. Let's talk about the truth.
Thank you for putting that prop away.
He thinks he's really a cop.
Yeah. He's a child. So, I mean, this reminds me of when Rush Limbaugh used to say, I have a fax, ladies and gentlemen, I have a fax. And his audience would be like, oh man, this must be true because he got a fax. Anybody can fax you, right? And they gave him like, like when you go on a plane and if you're a kid, the pilot sees you and he'll give you those little, wings that you could put on your shirt. That Herschel thinks that makes him a pilot. No, Herschel, you can't fly the plane. No, it's not a real thing, right? And that's not a real thing. You're not actually a cop. But to be fair to Herschel Walker, everybody says he lies all the time. It's true, he's a pathological liar. But in this case, I actually don't think he's lying. I think he really thinks he's a cop.
We, in America, have some of the cleanest air and cleanest water of anybody in the world. Yes. So what we do is we're gonna put from the Green New Deal millions or billions of dollars cleaning our good air up. So all of a sudden, China and India ain't putting nothing in there cleaning that situation up. So all that bad air is still there. But since we don't control the air, our good air decided to float over to China, bad air. So when China gets our good air, their bad air gotta move. So it moves over to our good air space.
So this is why they want to keep him in a basement, because if he gets out, he says maniacally stupid things like America has the cleanest air. That's not remotely true. We're one of the worst polluters in the world. We create more climate change than anyone until recently. I think China might have passed us, but we've been #1 in being the worst in both pollution and climate change for a long time, right?
We've got lead in our drinking water. It's not just in Flint, Michigan. It's all over the place. I remember a lengthy Associated Press investigation into that.
In 3,000 different towns, lead causes brain damage. Our water is disastrous. He's like, we got good water, but if the good water goes to India, then they send the bad water and the bad air to us.
What was that?
I mean, come on, man.